YouTube, what is going on? I am your boy Twin City. What is going on? We are live right now, man. And we're gonna get started. Sorry, I started late. Had to cook for my daughter. My daughter's here. I had to put my son to sleep. Full-time dad over here. You feel me? But tonight, guys, we're gonna be talking about TK Kirkland. TK Kirkland been all over the YouTube lately. Let me set this up real quick. Let me set this stuff up for you guys. And he been all over the internet. And his biggest thing is he talks about stepfathers. We're gonna dive in. We're gonna listen to the video, and after that, we're gonna give our take on it. And definitely, I can give my take because I'm legally a stepfather. So I can give you guys some of the experience I've dealt with, some of the things, and a lot of things. They say, all right, so matter of fact, we're gonna cut the chase. Let's just get to the video, and we'll start it up like that. All right, let's just get into the video.
So this is where you listen to me and Vlad, young men and women. Guys, when the girl is done and you break up with her, you don't talk about the next man that's dating your ex. If you got a new chick, you stick with her. You go on about your business, and that's it. Unless she's your baby mama, and still, then you gotta be cordial. Yeah. I just did a DM episode, and I talk about men should start thanking the baby daddies, the stepfathers. And let me tell you why, because even though as a man, you're supposed to raise your child, but I tell people all the time, sex makes babies, not love.
True.
So if you have sex with, you may not love the girl, but you want to do the right thing because you got a child.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you may not love the child and may not love the woman, but because how you was raised, you want to do something. So if another man does come in to that woman's life and help raise that kid, the man who's raising the kid, don't put the baby daddy down because your woman that you with now was a hoe at the Hampton Inn. She was kicking it with a dude, eating cheese and eggs in the morning, not being responsible. So what she did, because of her mistake, she met a guy who got his life together. She took where she was not accountable, placed it on you. Now, psychologically, you got to pretend. Because that's all it is. It's just great acting. I got to raise another man's child, and you really feel you have achieved something. But it's downfalls to that just like it's pros, right? The downfalls is you could put another man's kids.
Now, guys, what I was really trying to say before even starting the video, guys, I agree with him 100%, but to an extent. To me, we're going to talk about it a little later, but to me, it depends on the circumstances. And we're going to talk about it right after the video, but I agree with him 100% about everything. You're going to hear it. I'm going to let the video play, but I agree with him 100%, but to an extent. And I'm going to let you know the extent right after the video.
To school, the downfall, the great thing for the pros, you can put a man through kids to school. You can do a lot of great things. And on your deathbed, the kid don't like you so much, he won't even come see you. It could get so bad that if the mother leaves and you took care of that kid because that kid don't feel obligated to you, he could drop you off at assisted living and leave you there. These are things you got to deal with. So when you go into that field, don't expect anything in return. Just be there because that's what you want to do.
Yeah, and a lot of times
these are facts,
right? And a lot of times men have their own kids, which their woman will help raise as well. Most times, not always, but most times it's a blended family of some sort. It's not ideal, but you make the best of it.
Yes, because what I want to show the world, I don't want men to be stepfathers. I think it's too much pressure for a man. I think that you get in way over your head. You think this is what you want to do.
I've never.
Now, guys, this is the part where it's coming. There is a lot of stepfathers out there. There's a lot of guys that tried their best. They like the woman, but they tried their best to be that father figure in that guy's in the child's life. But it comes with situations, and we're gonna talk about all this in a minute.
One time I dated a woman with a kid, and she tried to push the kid on me in the very beginning, and I felt very uncomfortable.
Yes, because
I didn't like it. And I never went back and did that afterwards.
Here's the thing about some men, right? You see a girl with a fat ass, or whatever you like about that woman.
Yeah.
Oh, baby. And she's like, I got kids. And the guy is so infatuated by, he says, I want to meet your children. I want to get caught up. I want to be with you.
Now, let's think about it, guys. How many dudes fall for this? Like, there's a lot of beautiful women. There's a lot of beautiful women out there. But guess what? Before you, they had a past. They had some guy. It could have been a great relationship, and it just failed. It could have been just a hit and run. But that beautiful woman has a child. In order for you to want to date that woman and pursue that woman, I mean, it's clear you're going to have to take on a child. And it's a lot of responsibility, and you have to know what you're signing up for. For all the young people out there, you have to know what you're signing up for. I'm of age. I'm seasoned. I've been there, and I'm literally legally I'm a stepfather right now, and I'm gonna dive in. I'll let you guys know a little bit about my stuff, and we're gonna keep talking about this situation. All right.
And then they see how serious it is to be a man when you got to pay rent. Mm-hmm. When you got to bring food, when you got to pick up from work, or there's one car, but you love her so much she's driving your car, you now taking a bus. Give me an example. I got a friend, and I don't mind saying it because I really wanted to lead the chick. She leaves her husband in Ohio. They hook back up. He lives in Jersey. He drives to Jersey to go get her. He got his own home.
Ohio to Jersey.
Right.
What is that, like a 50?
Now, that's the most craziest thing a man could possibly get himself into. A lot of you men do that too because you are fascinated by the woman. If you guys are taking a married woman, especially with their children, just know what you're signing up for. That woman's probably going through something right now. Then later on, she's going to get right back with her husband. And then you're taking on the responsibility of another man's child while she's with you. I mean, it's a tough situation. You got to know what you're signing up for. All right?
15-hour drive.
Yeah, he drives to go get her. He brings her back to Jersey. He had his own house that his mom left him. The family left him. Nice home. Was doing pretty good. Been with her maybe a year now. Maybe a year and a half. Don't want to go home. Drinking beer, depressed, borrowing money. She's never done that. She had kids. She brought the kids with her. So it's a bad situation that a little longer, if he dies, right? This thing, she can get the house. Not even married. She gonna get it on default because of...
Damn.
That's my point. So there's some men in the world who can't get sex from a woman. This is just facts.
Yeah.
So when they do get a little ass,
they lose their mind.
They lose their mind.
That used to be me back in the day.
On a regular basis.
Back in the day, yes.
You're getting a little ass.
And that's when we dive into lust, guys. That's when we dive into lust. A lot of men get infatuated by these females, right? And then you not knowing everything that you have built, everything you have worked hard for, it's at risk. It's at risk now. It's at risk because if something happened to you while that woman's in your care, and that woman is living in your house that you just built or anything, I mean, she can take over that stuff, man. Just like that. Just like that. It could be just hers.
Feel good, right? Yeah. And at night, you putting your little thing in something, you're under the sheets, you feel amazing. But then you wake up to all these serious, grown-up, serious issues.
Yes.
Rent. You got to take on another job because the job that you have is not making enough money for a woman that's you're not married to, and for kids that belong to somebody else. You're putting yourself in an early grave for a situation when you could have met somebody else. And that's the thing with most men and most women. They're afraid to meet other people, or they're afraid to be alone.
And there it is, guys. I'm gonna play another video too. There's another video with him as well. Guys, there's a lot of I could tell you a lot of stuff about that. Certain stuff I agree with TK, but certain stuff I don't. So there's a lot of women out there that have children, right? And they might have situations where the father's not around, right? I don't think that's a bad situation when the father is not present. You know what I'm saying? You really don't have to deal with much. You don't have to worry about nothing, things like that. It becomes a little ease. And then you got to worry about the type of woman. It all boils down to the type of woman that you're having around as well. If that woman is not allowing you, because she's coming, the child in her is coming into your home, right? And if that woman, if she's not if she's not allowing you to basically take charge, to trust you because she trusts to be with you, right? If she's not taking that consideration and letting you have some type of say so in this child's life that's living with you, you gotta let it go. It's gonna be problems later on down the line. There's gonna be problems. How can you run your house? How can you work hard, take care of your bills, but you gotta walk on eggshells in your home? If that little child does something wrong, you got to go tell her about it. You can't handle it. How's that living? You know, but you got some women, some real good women out here. We're not going to sit back and paint the picture and put women down like every woman is out there doing that. You got some real good woman that knows the scenario. And if you're going to put your child in another man's life, right, you trust that man to make good decisions for your child, to help discipline that child. He's going to be around in his presence, so, and under his roof. So why not? But if you got those type of women that be like, yo, you got to come to me and tell me what's going on, it's not going to work out. It is not. I'm going to find this other video so you guys can check it out. With TK. Let me see. Let me pull it up for you guys.
I don't know. I can't give a. I'm not chat cheap.
I'm gonna pull it up for you guys.
GPT and Google. I just know that life is life, and it all depends on where these things happen in your life. There's some horrible baby mothers, and men should think twice who they sleep with. It's some women that got to think twice about who they sleep with. What I have noticed in life is that most women who are successful.
And basically what I get what he's saying, when you got to watch out with some women you sleep with, because guys, sometimes protection don't even help. That condom can break, and now you stuck with a child with a woman you really don't like, you really can't stand, but she sexually turned you on, and now you got her pregnant. Now you stuck with her. Now you stuck with a problem. She might give you some problems. So definitely be careful and mindful and wise who you actually sleeping with, man, because later on them problems are gonna be crazy.
That's because there's more successful women than men. You guys make the worst decisions when it comes to relationships.
I agree.
Yeah. So your decision level on who y'all rock with is horrible. And then you grow, and then you meet a nigga who got his shit together,
right? And
you want him to take on that responsibility because you was sucking dick at the Hampton Inn, eating cheese and eggs and shit on Saturday morning. You had 2 kids, and you got a loving family.
But
you want this nigga, you want this grown man now, because he got his life together to come in to be a father to your children. And some men will do it. I'm here to tell a man that he shouldn't do it.
He shouldn't do it.
Yeah, that's just me. I believe you want to. Yeah, I'm not saying. No, I am saying, have your own family. You'll feel better if you have your own family, your own children. When you do for that child, it's meaningful. It means something. When you're raising another man's child, that's mental illness.
Now let's really think about it. I think. If you're raising another man's child and he's active, he's there, I think that's some type of complication, something that's kind of crazy. But if the man is not there There's no situation going on. She's letting you lead. I don't see a problem. This is where I come in and I disagree with some of the stuff that TK is saying. All right. But it all depends on the type of woman that you're shooting for, man. Because not all women are doing that, but you got some women that are spiteful like that. You got some women that do something crazy, like know to act the father around. They jealous they're not with him. They probably change their last name to the new boyfriend, stuff like that. You just got to watch stuff like that. But you got a powerful woman that really knows the dynamic of family, really knows that, all right, listen, we living with this man. He's a new man in my life. He's going to lead. I trust him to discipline my child. I trust him to lead my child. I trust him to lead his family. Like, you got women like that, but watch out for the women that bring chaos. Because I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story in a little bit, but let's play the rest of the video.
Have you ever tried to do that?
That's crazy.
I've done that.
Oh, you've done. Okay, speaking from experience. Okay,
yeah,
got it.
It's a mental illness. It's really one of the worst things you could do.
Raising another man's child is mental illness.
It's mental illness.
Explain.
Because
please.
you're raising something that don't belong to you. That's some horrible shit.
And sometimes, guys, it don't even be just the mothers, right? You don't know if that child came from a chaotic family, a dysfunctional family, and that family bring you problems. You know, you don't know and it comes to disrupt your peace. You're a hardworking guy. You going to work, going home. You come home, you want peace, but now you got this little boy, and the family's chaotic. They don't like the fact that you disciplining the kid or whatever. Now you got to deal. Now you got to deal with the kid. The kid family. It's just it's kind of crazy when it's not your actual child. So you got to know what you're signing up for. You know, not all cases are like this, but you got to know what you're signing for.
To pretend. That's like a gay man who wants to be a woman, or a woman who wants to be a man. You're pretending to be something that's not natural. And nobody talks about it in our community. Men think that's what they should do. And you know what happens? Financial fucking debt. And then when your money is out, the pressure that's on you, the stress, you end up dying early. And you out of here. And don't nobody give a fuck. And the kids will love you, yeah, if you're a good person, but there's not stress. You ever notice that you can be a stepfather and the dad, the birth father ain't shit, but they still love that motherfucker like he paid the rent.
Right.
It's still
Put groceries in the house.
And this is facts, guys. I have met women that the fathers are not nowhere in the picture, but somehow the kid is still parading the guy like he's Superman. And it almost make you feel like what you around for, like what you doing for. That's why you have to watch what type of woman you with, especially the circumstances of the child. You know what I'm saying? Like it's you got to know what you're signing up for, man.
It's still emotional.
They still show love to dad.
Because that's their daddy.
Exactly.
No matter what.
Why should you go through that? Why?
He knows some shit.
You agree?
Yes.
Yeah, why would you?
Because
put
But you say you did it. Did you ever cut them off? Do you have, like, outside the 7 kids that you have, that you created, do you have stepkids? Right now?
No.
None?
No.
So none of the 7 baby moms had kids prior to you having children with them?
They did.
And did you meet the kids, interact with them,
we
have a relationship
lived in the same
with them?
house. That's what I'm saying. It still was a horrible thing to do.
Did you get attached to the kids though? Did you-
Yeah, horrible fucking thing to do.
wild.
You taking kids, other kids shopping and shit. That's horrible.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you, I seen some shit you said.
Now, like I said, guys, I think it all depends on the circumstances and the female. But guys, a lot of it, like, is kind of true. Like, on the other end, like, you got some guys that are desperate to be with the woman, right? Not even say desperate. Maybe you really like the woman, right? And she has this child, right? But guys, you putting your all into the child. You taking them shopping. You doing everything, right? You playing a part as a father, right? Because what else you gonna do? You with the woman, right? It's like it's not a must, but I mean, come on, it's like genuine. Like, if you really signing up to be with this woman, you're gonna take on her plus, you know. And it's a difficult situation because later on that is actually not your child. And you know that kid can be disrespectful. Later on he probably this show that he don't give a fuck. He could tell you one day you ain't my daddy. It's a real, being a stepfather is kind of real hard. I've never been with someone that ever told me that. I've never been with a woman where their kid told me I'm not your father. Like, you're not my daddy or nothing. Like, I've never been disrespected like that. But I'll deep dive in some of myself in a minute.
He said if your money not right and you dating somebody who got kids and you got your own kid, he said you're gonna be at the barbershop.
Showing favoritism.
And you got your favoritism. But you gonna say, let him get the full haircut, get him the edge up.
Oh my God.
No, but the way it was, your money.
He said, get him the edge up.
I was saying, don't put yourself in a bad situation, right? Because you know sometimes men think their money is really long,
right?
Bro. And a girl gonna call you bluff.
Right.
She goes like, you gonna let me take your kid's son with me, you know. Right. And you're gonna be at the barbershop and your money ain't gonna be right. And you're gonna be like, both of them getting a haircut. You're like, yo, give my son a fade.
Yeah.
And just line them up.
Line them up.
Now, when they go back home,
right,
it's confusion.
TK is something else. But listen, guys. So I am a stepfather, right? Legally, I'm a stepfather. I'm currently separated and stuff like that. But listen, it's a difficult situation because this little boy that's not literally not my child, but he's my stepchild, right? You grow liking to him. You know, I grow liking to him. I, gave him a room in my home. I took care of him, played basketball with him, showed up to his school. We had talks and stuff like that. But when it comes to a child having a dysfunctional family and it's not your child to say, hey, don't talk to them people or watch what you say, and that child can somehow get manipulated and then he turns on you, it's a hard, difficult situation to be around. You know what I'm saying? It's tough. And then when you put your all into this child, and one day, the child don't even fuck with you no more. It's like, fuck you, because you're not his father. You're not his father. So all this love that you had gave, anything you have did, financial, anything, it's like thrown out the window. It's like it doesn't exist anymore, because who am I? I'm not technically his dad. I'm just a stepfather, right? So, I mean, any guy that's dating a woman with children, you gotta know what you're signing up for. I knew what I was signing up for because, honestly, it's not a crazy situation. The father, I have no problem with the father coming around. I mean, he doesn't even come around, but I have no problem with him interacting. It's no disrespect. It's respect when I met him, stuff like that. But it's a difficult situation because if the parent is not helping you, defending you in the situation when it comes to the family manipulating the child, it's kind of bad. It's kind of bad. You know what I'm saying? So moving forward, I think all men, whenever you trying to date a woman with kids, make sure you take your time. I wouldn't be like TK Kirkland and say do not date women with kids, because I would date women with kids, right? But it's to an extent. It's to an extent. Is that woman mind right? Is she know that I'm a man and I'll be able to lead? Knowing she trusts me to make good decisions and discipline the child and help the child, things like that. But if you got a woman that's not allowing you to do that, there's no point of you being a stepfather. There's no point of you being with that woman. I think TK is talking about things like that as well. You know what I'm saying? Because as you hear in some of his videos, he said that he was basically a stepfather. He was there, but he didn't like it. It was uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. So just know what you're signing up for. Be safe out there. All right? It's your boy Twin City. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Make sure you guys leave a comment. You know what I'm saying? And we up out of here. Peace.